Hi everyone, I'm Kimberly Tlakiga and I'm here to answer some questions about the life, works, and writing of Dr. Jose Rizal. This concept is sometimes known as the rule of law. It is a political ideal that we should all be fighting for. In general, the rule of law implies that the creation of laws, their enforcement, and the relationship among legal rules are themselves legally regulated so that no one, including the most highly placed official, is above the law. For me, in this modern day, we can be a hero or a bayani, including a student like me. We can be a bayani in our own way by showing our love for our country, giving respect to our traditions and culture, give hands or help others in times of need, just help them freely and don't for something in return. In the study of history, it is impossible to come up with a single historical fact because we all know history is about interpretation of the past events. A major contribution to the making of Filipino nation was Rizal's insistence on the education of his people, a social commitment of any government. As an adolescent like me, what I think about Dr. Jose Rizal are, he is a good example for me to become a youth, full of positive mind, and to be more patriotic, and to more concerned about our community. Generally, this all positive, because Dr. Jose Rizal is such a hero not just for himself, but for all of us that lives on our nation where he died. Yes, Dr. Jose Rizal is an ideal role model for the Filipino youth because we already know that he is a man that has a good heart and heroic characteristics. And for that reason, it is enough to consider that Dr. Jose Rizal is an ideal model for the youth. As a teenager, my personality is on process and it needs more improvement, and those improvements will help me to become a better person. At this age, my experience is not enough. I need more things to try, and from those experiences that I had got, it will help me to widen and grow my personality. The majority of Filipino citizens will be able to develop a healthy personality, then it can have a good results and benefits. Once that our personality is good, we are far from getting in trouble with other people, and it will help us to achieve peace. To become an ideal Filipino citizens, first, we should be proud of ourselves because an ideal man is confident having her own texture. Second, we should care for the other people and stop our selfish thoughts because being responsible it is able to obligate yourself to help others. To manage and having concern for someone, a responsible person is ready to adopt and face the consequence for what he say and do. He should not blame other people when things got wrong. And I think it is the way for us to become an ideal and responsible citizens. The importance of having a positive self-concept is that you can think specifically and positively. Once that you have that strong understanding about yourself, then you are driven and passionate about something individual yourself. Positive self-concept can help ourselves to become free from negative aspects of life. Also, it can help ourselves to cope up with stress to live life to the fullest. once that you have a positive self, then you can have a strong personality that it can influence or inspire other person. This exercise can help me to identify the things that is missing about myself. I will apply all that I have learned by identifying what parts of personality needs to be improved. The resilient values that are worth appreciating and relevant to good citizenships are being responsible, considerate, and with integrity. Yes, it is important to have a role model because we'll experience a hard time to achieve what you want if you are always consulting only yourself. Sometimes, you need to look for a role model to serve as your guide. We have our own advantages, but for those persons that sees Rizal as a role model, they will be more reasoning about something and it will increase their chance of becoming an ideal citizens. No, because a selfish person only think for themselves. They do not have time to think for other people. It is impossible for them to be productive because in this kind of society, everyone needs help and there is no place for the selfish thought. I think that the not cause of this issue is because of ignorance and being irresponsible of the people, especially those people who has the power to lead. They are the one that should take more responsibility for those to make their position worthy and not useless. Faith in God will help us Filipinos to develop hope, become our country is a traditionally molded by culture and religion. We Filipinos are rich when it comes to faith and it is good for us to have this faith to serve light in this darkest time. Nationalism is a very important matter for us to feel the true essence of each nation. We can develop patriotism by giving value and sentiments on our tradition and local culture that is related to the Philippines and other essential parts connected and that has relation to our country. Loving and being passionate about our country will keep patriotism alive. Dr. Jose Rizal is a good leader. He cannot be a hero for our nation if he is not a good leader that have a big heart for his country. Everything about him are worth emulating on why? Because he is such a man full of substance and texture, and this is enough reason to prove that he is worth emulating. Yes, because once that we are done chasing our dreams and we are already successful, we will feel contentment and happiness. It is true that once that we reach what we want, we suddenly feel satisfaction and fulfillment. Having a personal mission and vision in life is important because it will serve as guide and control for ourselves. Once that we have this, we are planned and prepared about something that is going to happen. It will help us to keep focused and centered about our ambitions and dreams. Required questions number 1. Rizal visions about youth is very hopeful and full of sincerity because he think and believe that youth is our future. But now, his vision was not totally come true. It is still process of time and experience. connected to nation building because they are part the society. The society is very important matter to build a strong nations. Youth is the hope for our better future, not a burden, because they will be the one that will continue our ancestor legacy. History can help to the process of nation building by means of historical events and evidence that present connection about nation building. El filibusterismo, because this letter opened the eyes of the Filipino into reality, and because of this, they start to fight for our freedom.